idea of London Talks is a great idea, especially for, I guess, a non-Brit coming to London. One of the best things about London is that it's such a global city and there have so many beautiful venues and historical venues. So the combination of the venues with the inspirational speakers, I think it's going to be a great learning experience for us.
You can actually take advantage of being in London and meet many people you would never have had the chance to hear if it wasn't for the London MBA.
I think it's great that we're getting to hear from people who are can really provide some tangible examples of leadership.
He climbed Everest at 65 and has done 7 marathons after having heart surgery, so I'm sure he's got a lot to teach us about tenacity.
We can take a huge amount from people who've had such incredible experiences.
We're here as part of a series, and this emerged from the review of the full-time MBA last year. And it was felt that what we ought to do is to connect more to London. And so one of the things we're doing as part of this series is actually to have these talks in places in different parts of London that are for various reasons more connected to the London which many people don't necessarily see. Here is a man who is by any accounts truly exceptional. He has been described, and what a responsibility that is, as the world's greatest living explorer, quite a title to live up to. Amongst the many things he's done is to be with a colleague, Charles Burton. They were the first people ever to reach both North and South Pole by surface travel. A truly extraordinary man in very many ways. Sir Ranulph, over to you, Funny.
My team, there's 52 of us from 9 different countries, and the only thing which everybody on the team has got in common is that I've never paid anybody anything at any time. So there is no financial motivation at all. The reason I do it is nothing romantic. It's basically to pay the gas bill. So we've got to keep doing it, basically. And you might say, well, what is it? Well, what it is beating other rival groups from around the world at the last remaining physical and geographical records. When I'm selecting people, and I usually try and keep it to myself, I don't give them, if I'm going to select them, 1 out of 10 on their personal characteristics or anything complex like that. I would simply use one word, which is motivation, because how a person is motivated is how they behave for themselves and therefore for their expedition group or their corporation or whatever. In fact, how you are motivated is the total of everything which has happened to you personally since you were little and how you reacted to it. In the UK, we have something called the Industrial Relations Act, which is designed to stop you sacking people who ought to be sacked. In Antarctica, we have a much worse problem, which is you can sack them, but you cannot get rid of them. So, therefore, the selection system has got to be pretty 100% up front. Altogether, we've raised £14.8 million from the expeditions. All the expeditions are based on charity and science, but from my point of view, that is not it. From my point of view, as I think I said at the beginning, it is just a profession, and the one thing that is vital is that our group stay ahead of our known rivals at all times. Thank you.
What's sort of the trait you're looking for that's the ideal explorer, and what's the real things that put you off once you're in an expedition?
We hate people who have any natural malice inside them, that are naturally nasty to other people or sarcastic, okay? People who are good-natured is great. Also, we don't like people who get very excited when we're doing well and very disappointed when we're doing badly.
Did you ever come to a point where you thought you were going to give up? And if you did, how did you keep going?
Well, I've noticed that people on the team, when we're trying to beat a world record and you don't know whether other people have managed to get further, so you don't know that human-wise you can actually get further. You don't have a yardstick. Do you know what I mean? So when you reach that sort of stage, different people have mental ammunition to keep going further. Some of them use their religion. In my case, I imagine that my dad and my granddad, who are my heroes, although I never met them, are watching. I don't want to do something to make them ashamed, so I go a bit further. But at night you arrive in the tent, you've got crutch rot, you've got gangrene, your teeth are hurting, and so on and so forth. All you want to do is give up. You've probably broken the world record, but you haven't actually got there yet. And you think you're going to get gangrene, and therefore what's the point of having an amputation? So you are tempted by a weak voice in your head to stop. But what you do in the tent is you hope that the other bloke breaks his leg, so it's his fault for giving up.
Inspirational, inspirational, and inspirational. It was awesome. I loved it.
The stories were absolutely incredible. I mean, really, really amazing stuff.
You guys accomplished a lot, so it sort of sets the bar pretty high for the rest of us. I think the biggest challenges of leadership is inspiration, inspiring yourself, inspiring others, managing personalities, managing cultures, bringing people together to fulfill a goal.
It just made me realize that I can always do more, and that no matter how hard I work, there's always someone who's done something more incredible, and there's something more to look forward to and something more to do.
I think something I take away from this talk and from sort of the last week in general is to just have more confidence in myself and sort of have the message running through my head that even though something might seem like a big challenge, that it still may be possible.
The other talks, very hard act to follow, but I'm sure they'll be very good as well, and I look forward to hearing what they have to say.